This skill could literally win you $5 million at Beast Game. But before we talk about that skill, let's first say spoiler alert, because if you haven't seen it already, there might be some spoilers. With that out of the way, Beast Games is basically a TV show by YouTuber Jimmy of Mr. Beast, where 1,000 contestants have to compete for $5 million. Now, in episode 6, only around 50 contestants remain, and they have to choose between mind, strength, and chance in order to proceed. Now let's double click on strength, because that was just an awesome part of this whole series. First they had to do the most amount of push-ups, then they had to pick teams, and then they had to pull a 6-ton monster truck. Then they had to sprint to get a flag, with each and every flag being further and further away. But then the last part is one that I'm most excited about, stamina. And that is where they have to dead hang onto a pull-up bar for as long as possible. And oh boy, was I thrilled, because I love hanging. I think hanging is so important for us, and I think we all should get better at it. So, how do you get better at hanging, and why is hanging so important? Let's answer those two questions in today's video. I'm a big fan of hanging because it shows strength, it shows will, but it also is very good for your shoulder health. So how can we increase our hanging time, and how can we make sure that we are ready for that challenge of Mr. Beast? There are 2 types of grips that we can take. Now, we can take 3 types of grips, but the Mr. Beast pull-up bar only was a straight bar. So we have a pronated grip, a supinated grip, like a chin-up grip, and then we have a neutral grip, where our hands are in a neutral position. So we're going with pronated versus supinated. In my opinion, I would say pronated, because pronated grips get your shoulder more in a relaxed position, and the more relaxed we can be and the rest of our body, the more energy we can direct to the parts that matter. Now, what does matter when we need to hang? Well, basically, when we're hanging, we want to rely as much as possible on our tendon and ligaments of our fingers, our forearms, and our arms. Because the more tension we need to put in order to hang off that bar, the more energy we're going to expend, so the less time we can hang on that bar. Obviously, that comes with proficiency, and obviously that comes with time. Expect maybe if it's the first time hanging off a pull-up bar, you're going to be tense and you're going to hold yourself for dear life. But as you get better, the goal is to be as relaxed as possible in order to keep you mentally in the game, keep yourself focused, but also just to focus on the right things. And that was the difference between the pink team and the orange team. The pink one was very relaxed, was hanging there as if he could hang for like 2-3 minutes, and the orange guy was just so tensed up. I bet you that he is going to be the one that loses this thing up here. So if we have a pronated grip, boom, you can see I'm much more relaxed. I can also relax in a supinated grip, boom, but I'm going to feel a lot more tension in my shoulders, and that might be good for shoulder health. But if you want to hang as long as possible, this feels already much more tense. Then comes the question, are we going to go thumbs over or thumbs under? Now, I don't really recall what the orange team did, but I know that the pink team went with thumbs over. And that also is a more relaxed position. It's going to rely more on your tendon and ligaments, but if they are strong enough through repetition, that's okay. That doesn't mean that this with your thumbs over is necessarily bad, because this can give you that extra squeeze at the end. If you're almost going to fail, this can get you into the game. Well, this is just something you do for the start of this challenge. So as it comes to width of your grip, I would say a little bit wider than shoulder width. Like if you see your shoulders, make sure like that your knuckles are extended outwards on your shoulders. So this should be like a good grip. Boom. And why is that? Well, if you're going too wide, well, you're going to put a lot of strain on your wrists. And if you're going to put it too close, well, that is also going to put more stretch on your back. So yeah, stretch is good if you're going for shoulder health. If you want to hang as long as possible, you better get a neutral, relaxed grip. Boom. Okay, now, then let's talk about chalk. Why is chalk important? Well, probably most of you already know that, but I just wanted to mention it. Chalk is important because it takes the moisture out of your hands and it makes sure that your hands are not as slippery, so you're going to have more grip and you're going to last a lot longer. It would be a shame if nobody chose chalk. Now, yeah, we can't have like a video about hanging without me just like trying to do my best and hang for as long as possible. So I'm going to do that right now. Now keep in mind, I do have a shoulder injury. Yes, excuses, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, let's just try it out and see how long I can hang. Now I have a lot of pull-up bars. I have a lot of pull-up bars here. I have a pull-up bar outside. But what if you don't have a pull-up bar? Well, that's okay. You can have like a ledge, that is also very great, but what I used back in the day when I was still living with my parents is a staircase. And yes, I have a staircase in my home gym because there's an attic here up. So yes, if you want to hang, you can do that off of a staircase. Boom. How awesome is that? Now, it does have to be an open staircase, so if you don't have that, well, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. But yeah, that's another option more that you have right now. Now, didn't I say that I wanted to hang for as long as possible? Well, let's just do that. So obviously, we're going to chalk up. Boom. Oh my God. Let me first move all of this out of the way. Let's just hang. Boom. Oh, feels good. Just awesome. So yeah, about like a minute and a half, something like that. So let me know in the comments down below how long you can hang. I bet it's more than a minute and a half, right? And we'll see, episode 7, whether or not I would have beaten the guy. Probably not, eh? Okay, moving on. What if you want to train for this, or you just want to be good at hanging? You never know when this challenge or when this skill can be of use. Well, I would suggest, if you can't hang that long, that you get a pull-up bar that is a little bit lower and that you put your feet onto the floor. And I don't know if I can show this. Boom. If I'm hanging from here, boom, I can place my feet on the floor. I can practice the act of hanging. I can get the benefits of hanging actually as well, but I can have my feet on the floor. As this gets easier, you go to a bar that is a little bit higher, or you take away the stool. How do we get better at hanging? Well, actually, there's only one thing, and that is through repetition. And what better way of getting your reps in than doing a sport that you like that actually requires you to hang? Yeah, I'm talking about rock climbing. So I did want to be political, but let's be political. And the orange team, I would not have chosen the guy that they chose. It's not because you're more confident and because you are a little bit lighter and that you maybe are scared to put your faith into somebody else's hands that you should be the one that hangs. If you have a rock climber in your group, you obviously go for that rock climber. He should have the capacity to hang on that bar for a much longer time. I find it such a shame that the rock climber did not get picked. So yeah, we'll see in episode 7 which one will be winning, but my money is on the pink team. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but basically we want to do reps. We want to hang as often and as much as possible. And what I like to do is I like to have a pull-up bar in my house or in a doorway. So you have those doorway pull-up bars, which I like very much. And then whenever you pass that door, you hang for a bit. And that will get you into the habit of hanging. And just doing that is going to get you better at hanging. So just being in this position a lot more. Turns out that hanging is also good for your shoulders. So we are humans, we are made for walking, but we're also made for climbing and hanging. What are we doing most of, but still not enough, is walking. We're not climbing, we're not hanging off of bars, but our shoulder requires that. In order to have a strong, healthy posture and shoulder complex, you need them to be stretched out by gravity, because that is how our shoulder was intended to be used, among other things, of course. Also, just the decompression of your spine. If you sit all day, if you're on your phone all day, if you're in this position a lot, being able to hang, being able to open yourself up is so beneficial for your body. I cannot stress this enough. So if you want to be good at the skill, but also if you want to have good posture health and good overall shoulder health, hanging will help you so much. It's also good for your back, your upper and mid back, because your upper mid back and even your lower back, because the weight of your legs are going to pull you down and are going to decompress your spine, and that is going to give you a great satisfaction. So yeah, I hope I inspired you to hang more, because it could, if you participated, win you $5 million at Beast Game. But more importantly, it could bring you strength, it could bring you shoulder health, better posture, and it also would serve your back a lot better. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. Let me know in the comments down below if you are going to hang more now that you saw this, and I guess I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!